Detective Conan, or in English as it's known as Case Closed. I actually really like this anime. It kind of made me a little sad when they stopped airing it on Adult Swim. It was actually really fun to watch. You know, it's one of those series that doesn't really have a concrete story. I mean, it has like probably a hidden goal, and sometimes it emerges every now and then, but ultimately it's just a little crime show, so it doesn't really have much. I'll get to what I'm trying to say, but this is a pretty good show. I remember Funimation got to start watching, like, oh, this is cool, and I would watch it, and it was fun. One of the episodes I remember, which was sort of like a two-parter, was an episode where they were at a hotel, and like this one guy was going around killing everybody, and then like, the one guy went off and like her head was, and he showed like one of the girls' heads, like he actually cut it off. That was actually pretty scary. So this show can actually be pretty scary. And this was at night when I was on vacation. I was just watching it, so it can be pretty dang scary. But you know, it's pretty good. The voice acting's pretty good too. I think it was the first time I really took notice to Jerry Jewell, besides Jin and Yu Yu Hakusho. But you know, he's pretty good voice actor, and I think he did a pretty good job as Jimmy Kudo. And then of course he turns into, you know, Conan. It's a pretty good show. And of course, like, all this last minute stuff would, you know, dawn on him. He was actually a very intelligent, you know, person. I thought it was kind of funny. He kept solving all these crimes. He knew about the whole, you can tell a lot from a person based on their handshake. But he went even more depth by, like, actually literally going what was on their hands. Like, you're a tennis player. How do you know? Because you have friggin' scrapes on your effing thigh bone, or not really thigh bone. I don't even know. But yeah, he was able to tell that kind of stuff. I remember the girl. I liked how she was. She kind of dressed pretty nice. She wasn't really a school uniform kind of character, though she would wear it sometimes. But you know. Another episode I remember is the one episode where they were at that party and that woman got killed. She was like drowned. And there's like a hint, and it's like, here's the hint. Wet dress shirt. It's like, take off your jackets. Oh, the thing on your shirt's wet, so you were obviously the killer. And the guy was the voice of Quinma, Sean Tag or Sean Tung or whatever you want to call him. And you know, that was pretty interesting. That was a pretty dang good show. One of the last episodes I saw was really just like a second part of an episode where they had that one detective guy who was like supposed to be like super big and smart, but then like Conan disappeared. Then suddenly Jimmy Kudo came out, because you know how it is. Like he was given these pills for whatever reason, and he became a little kid again, or he became a little kid and he, you know, changed his name to Conan. He gave himself glasses. And I remember there was even one episode where he was trying to like tell the girl, I'm really Jimmy Kudo, you know, that kind of stuff. But then like it went away. Anyway, and you know, and Jimmy came, he was all sweaty, he's like, I came back to solve this friggin' mystery. Because of course, you know, he couldn't, you know, Jimmy, or I guess Conan, couldn't really what's the word? He couldn't really like solve the crimes, because then it would make him look like he's really smart. Then it would probably like, oh wait a minute, that's Jimmy. I don't really know why they did that. I can't really remember why they tried to keep it a secret, but you know, he would do his little taser thing where he would shock people and he would make other people figure it out. Even remember one time where they made like one of the girl's school friends get like, you know, tasered or whatever. That was pretty funny, because like it made her seem smart. It's like, wow, there's so many smart characters in this anime, you know? But going back to the episode where Jimmy comes back, I mean, of course he obviously runs away. He solves the crime and then he runs away. And then it turns out that he's back into Conan. The girl finds him. She's like, why are you wearing that long shirt? And it's like, oh, I was feeling cold, so I decided to put on some warm clothes, you know? that kind of stuff. I think the guy who was the other detective, I think he was actually voiced by Ryo Horikawa, who most fans will probably know as Vegeta. And that's kind of interesting. Because I remember he had this one line where he spoke in English and he was like, "This case is closed," you know, that kind of thing. So that would make it fun to listen to it in Japanese. And of course, that's an indication that he actually knows English. He was actually a foreign exchange student in Seattle. And of course, when he talks in English, that's really all he wants to talk about, it seems. But, you know. Overall, it's a pretty good anime. I would definitely recommend this one. Especially if you're into, like, crime shows. If you watch, like, NCIS, but you also like anime, this would probably be a good blend. Because they do some stuff. I can remember countless episodes. I remember a samurai episode where, like, one guy got killed, and he was killed with, like, a sword, and he was, like, stabbed, and he, like, propped up the wall. I mean, what was going on was pretty dang brutal. And I remember their faces be like, "Ah!" And then, you know, dun-dun-dun, and it would show you, you know, whatever happened. I can remember a few episodes that happened. But, you know, it was a pretty good show. I would definitely recommend it, both in English and in Japanese. I think Kappei Yamaguchi does Jimmy Kudo. And I'm sure Jimmy Kudo has appeared in several episodes. I think they also have Kappei Yamaguchi and Jerry Jewell for the Japanese and English versions, respectively, do like the inside thought of, kind of like when he's thinking inside his head. It's like he actually does his regular voice, his regular manly voice, but outside it's a female. And so in that sense, I'd recommend both versions. Plus, apparently the Japanese version has Ryo Horikawa in it, and that's friggin' amazing right there. So you not only have Inuyasha as the main character, but you also have Vegeta as, another character, technically. Or L if you really want to get technical on the Kappei Yamaguchi side. But yeah, I would recommend this one. Only thing is, it's really long. That's what I was saying about the whole NCIS thing, or like comparing it to it. This thing is literally 60 plus episodes long. No, 600 episodes plus long. 600 plus episodes long, It's really long. And it's still going on today, and I think the manga's still going on today. It's friggin' big. It's probably the biggest anime out there. There's another anime out there that's even like 1,000 episodes long, but that's more of like along the lines of like a Family Guy sort of thing, I think. But yeah, that anime is freaking long. Even Dean took part in one of the ending theme songs. And, I think it's safe to assume that anyone that works on that show is a big name person. So, that probably is an indication that Dean was probably big for a while. But yeah, I'm sort of getting ahead of myself. Ultimately, I don't think I'll watch this anime anytime soon. Hopefully when I retire and I'm getting near the end of my days, I'll probably pick it up and maybe it'll be over by then. Of course, I'll have a lot to work with, but I won't be going anywhere during then. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this anime. Watch it. Basically, watch this anime, and I'll see you guys next time.